Well, for bathroom plumbing problems, this pretty well takes the cake. Most of the time you're dealing with leaks. In this case, no leaks, but again, here's what it's supposed to do, and what it's not doing is this. You flush it, and the water goes in and goes down the drain, and, well, it just kind of sits there. It never refills. Okay, well, this is interesting. So here's how I fixed this little problem. First on my list of things to do is figure out what's going on. I've already turned off the water. In this case, I turned the little adjustment knob to where the thin side can easily be popped out with a screwdriver. Then the next step is to go ahead and rotate the head. This procedure is a push down and turn counterclockwise, and it's only about probably an eighth of a turn or so. Flipping it upside down, I see I've got a metal pin in the center and a diaphragm. After popping out the little diaphragm and taking a look, we've got a metal pin, and I don't know if you can see it in the photo clear enough, but there are some slight grooves cut in this pin. The whole idea here is that, well, when water leaves the bowl and goes into the main toilet bowl, this little pin is supposed to go back up in its diaphragm, and then when the tank is being fully filled, the lever goes up and it comes back down and it completely plugs up the hole here, stopping the water flow. Only problem is, well, when the tank gets all the way back up, the lever never returns. When the toilet is flush the next time, the lever always stays in its up position, meaning the pin is in the down position, and the bowl itself cannot fill. Well, if you look at the photo, actually Kohler, or in this case probably Fluidmaster, actually kind of designed in a little solution to the problem. If you look right between the adjustment stem and the main valve body, there's a hole there. Now that hole actually goes all the way through the float. The float's still sealed, but there's a hole that goes all the way through it. So here's my initial simple solution to the problem. What I've got here is a little piece of stainless steel shafting and a whole stack of 3/8 stainless steel nuts. And as you might imagine, that entire stack is a little bit too heavy, and yes, I sunk the float and I overfilled the bowl, as you can see here, and of course it would never shut off. Okay, time for a reset. I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to take about half of the weights off. I'm also going to readjust the stem, which will cause the float to sit a little bit higher. Then we'll repeat the flush and see where things wind up. This should make a big difference, and hopefully this will come right back about where I want it to. And yes, I can live with this. I believe it'll be pretty close. The interesting thing here is, yeah, this will work in perpetuity. I can just leave it this way and it should flush just fine. But I found out that even after you take the weights out, if you've been using the weights for a couple of days, that it will go back to flushing normally even without the weights present. And just a reminder as to how this thing works, when the lever arm is all the way up, or back down as I'm looking at it here, that means the bowl itself is full. When the lever arm goes down, the pin goes in, and then that means the bowl is filling and a new charge of water is coming into the main bowl. When the whole thing jams up, that means the lever arm stays up during the flush and the pin stays down. On the surface of it, it appears that Kohler just licensed the Fluidmaster technology and is using it in their toilets, which is what I've got here. This unit is only about a year old. What I've got here is a side-by-side comparison. The one on the right is the one that came out of the actual Kohler toilet. The one on the left is the Fluidmaster service part. As you can see, they're pretty much identical. There's a slight groove on the factory Kohler part in the seal surface, and then on the back side it may be a little bit thicker than the actual Kohler part is for the Service Master, but as you'll see here, it really doesn't make any difference. You can pick up this Fluidmaster part for about, well, less than $4 including tax at most Home Depots, and I'm sure some Lowe's probably carry it. The Kohler replacement part is available, but it's a little bit more expensive and a little bit harder to find. What I've done here is I basically reassembled the toilet flush assembly. At this time I used the Fluidmaster part in place of the Kohler part, and I'm not using any weights. And as you can see here, when you flush the toilet, it works just fine. As you can see, I probably should lower the floats slightly just to avoid any possibility of an overfill situation. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you found this both interesting and useful. If you did, please consider giving me a like and think about subscribing. I've got lots of little interesting things coming along the way. So, until our paths cross again, take care and we'll see you on the next video.